You told us about you saw a bunch of snakes, but you never told us.
Well, yeah, but you know, I got to thinking about, now, y'all might have been one time, it was a whole bunch of kids, young people in the yard at Lexington, and I caught a big old chicken snake. And I was the oldest one there and was showing off, and I had this chicken snake like this, and he wrapped himself around my arm, and I was all these little marveling kids here, see, and I said, you know, well, that's, you know, the way we do it around here, you know. And I was holding this chicken snake, and he started pulling out of my hand. Just, and I held him, and he just pulled right on out and went, wah! Bit the fire at him, and I unwrapped it and I threw that sucker in there. But I was thinking it was some of y'all were visiting.
I don't think so.
It might have been Joe Jane or something.
I bet you that was Joe Jane and Raymond and Harry.
Yeah, but it's a bunch of kids.
I would have remembered that.
Yeah. Oh, but, okay, why I don't kill snakes?
Yeah.
Now, Uncle Raymond didn't kill snakes.
No.
And, well, one time when we were living in Truth, somebody needed real bad to come to Tyler, so I had a car, and we came, and Doc, you drove my old 40 Chevrolet.
I am sure that I drove.
Yeah.
I did not remember
Because I had been sick and had bad diarrhea. But we came to Tyler to do something, get something there we could get in Truth, and was coming back, and about 3 miles from home at Old Mud Creek Bridge, and I said, pull over, I am about to explode. So, I ran down by the side of Mud Creek and dropped my pants and squatted down there, and for some reason I looked down, and there was this great big copperhead about an inch from my private parts. And I thought, this is not good. And, you know, I thought, you know, I'm dead. But I jumped up about 5 feet and about 5 feet out, and I didn't have any diarrhea anymore. About a week later, I had to take a laxative. But anyway, you know, I thought about it. So, you know, I appreciate that you didn't hit me, and because that, you know, I wouldn't want to be singing soprano and choir all my life. So I thought, well, you know, I guess I'll just have a gentleman's agreement with snakes. I won't kill them, and I don't want them to kill me. And I won't hurt them, and I don't want them to hurt me. So that's why I quit killing snakes. And I never killed another.
Well, it's ecologically sound not to kill snakes.
Yeah, yeah. You know.
They tell you not to do it.
And so supposedly that was in roughly
48 or 9.
It was 1949. We didn't move there until May, the last week of May in 1949. So since 1949, so the last 40 years you have not killed snakes.
Yeah, you rarely hear of people dying of snake bites. And they don't.
There was one kid in '88, I think, that said the first time it's just one.
So we don't want that just proves that they aren't as much danger as people seem to think they are.
Well, they only inject venom in you, I think, maybe 1 time out of 3.
They just scare you to death.
If you mean even when a pit viper?
Yeah, 1 time out of 3 maybe.
I thought that was automatic. I thought
No.
I didn't know there were bites.
Roger, did you take?
Well, they're either empty or something, because they figure it's 1 time out of 3.
The way, you see, to be safe is make sure that snake has just bitten whoever you're walking around with. And
Somebody just bit somebody else first.
Then he's behind someone he's running on empty, you see,
Yeah.
so you'll be safe.
They apparently can control it. They always thought it was just automatic empty when they did like that. But they say they don't inject every time. They don't have to. And they don't know, they think maybe they can control it.
Oh, water? Okay.
You might have read the other day where a little girl died of a snake bite.
Yeah.
Did you
Yes,
Maybe that was this year, the first one this year.
There was one in the valley that died just this past week.
That was it.
No, there's a ranger.
Well,
The ranger.
this is an extension of the Uncle Frank in the Valley
This lady
story.
over there at the table.
Now Joe Jane taped this one time because Uncle Frank, she taped Uncle Frank's part in 19.
She would prefer.
Okay, this was
She did not want to sterilize her mouth.
one of the Floyds at Alice, and he had trouble with the Duke of Duval down there, so the Duke was going to be killed. And so he killed his son instead, Buddy Floyd. This was Jake Floyd. So anyway, after a few months or something like that, well, Uncle Frank wanted to go down there. So he came by and said, you know, you want to go down to Alice? And I said, yeah, be fine. So we went down there, and fortunately we called the house just before we got to the house. And Miss Floyd answered and said, yeah, come on by, okay? So we drove up to the front of the house and got out of the car, Uncle Frank and me, and all of a sudden heard all these 30-30 levers clacking all up and down the street. And I looked, and his old women, old men, kids, everybody had a 30-30 rifle looking at us. And Miss Floyd ran out of the house and said, no, these kinfolks, these Floyds. So anyway, so that was...
They're the vigilantes.
Yeah, so anyway, the whole area knew that everybody was trying to kill him. And then we, anyway, one night while I was there, we went to a restaurant, a big Mexican food restaurant, and, you know, like it looked like 100 tables in there, and, you know, we was eating this, some other people went with us, and we was at a big round table, and all of a sudden, we noticed that all these people were scooting back from our table and moving and easing back and getting up and quietly moving. And just like an Old West movie, you know, when the gunfighter comes in. So anyway, Mr. Floyd, Jake Floyd noticed it, and I noticed it. And I didn't have a gun with me or anything. I thought I had left my guns home. Anyway, anyway, the manager came over and said, it's okay, I've already taken care of it. Said, you know, and he waved everybody to come back in. Said it's about 10 men from Duval County came over to Kittigan. And says, a bunch of people called me and warned me and said, I've got 100 men out here, and says they can't even get through to here. And says they're moving them back, they're pushing them back and trying not to kill anybody. So anyway.
So they all came back and ate their dinner.
So everybody slowly came back in and finished eating because everybody knew all the
They
stuff
didn't
that
want to
was
be
going
there
on.
when the blood started.
Yeah.
That is Wild West. That's not so long ago.
That's in the early 50s. But then later we left there and